Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is Tech for Senior Live. This is, I guess it's September the 4th. Oh, hey, it's my birthday tomorrow. Just remembered that. Anyway, but that's not why we're here. We're here today to talk about news of the week. And we are going to talk about the big decision in Google Chrome and see, is it going to be broken up? Is Chrome going to have to be sold off? We're going to talk about Gmail and the big security disaster that happened this week. And is Apple going to lose 30% of its customers? All this today on Tech for Senior Live. I'm Ron Brown. I'll be your host today, and we're going to introduce everybody in just a moment, but should be a great show. Hopefully everyone has had a great long weekend. We are now into the fall, and life goes on, eh, Huey? Unmute yourself.
That helps, doesn't it?
It does. We can hear you now.
Yeah. It's fall here. It's the 90s have pretty much gone away, and we're staying in the 80s now, and it'll stay like that. But I was looking at a map today, and it looks like we might get some hurricanes this month.
Is that right? Well, before we introduce you, we'll tell you where everyone's from. Want to just tell you who we are. We're a bunch of seniors who, of course, have our Monday show. And if you haven't been there and watched our Monday show, we're in the 6th year, season 280. I think, is it 3 that's coming up? 283 episodes we've done. People just seem to love it. So if you want to come by and visit us, please do so. It's a lot of fun, and the details can be found on our webpage. We are, of course, this is not a Zoom meeting like our Monday show is. This, of course, is broadcast out on StreamYard, and we are broadcasting out to Facebook and YouTube. And if you want to, this is our Facebook link. As we go through the news articles today, the printing is tiny. It's really small on the screen, unless you have a really big screen or watching it on TV. So you may want to follow it along on our Facebook page. And this is our Facebook link. Just type in Tech for Senior on Facebook. You'll find it right away. And you can watch all the articles and go back to them. A lot of times we just skip over the article, say this is what it's about. We don't go through the whole article. And we post these every single day of the week. So if you want to keep track of all the happenings in technology, just subscribe to our Facebook page and you'll get all the information as we post it. So let me introduce everybody today. First of all, I'm going to introduce Huey Poplick from Bradenton, Florida. He's on. Well, I'm first of all, I'm on the west coast of Canada on a little island off Vancouver called Vancouver Island, and a little place called Comox. Now, way over on the other side of the world, well, close to, is Florida, right? That's where Huey is, and through the modern marvels of technology, hey, we can get together and do a show to it, right? Isn't that sort of cool? Yeah, we can sometimes hear you.
I've got a holler, don't I?
Yeah, you're a long way away.
Yeah.
So that's sort of cool, that we consider, if we had thought about doing this 10 years ago, I don't think it was possible. So a lot has changed in all that time, eh?
Absolutely. And we've mentioned this before, but you and I have never met.
We talk almost every day. We run all these shows and do all this together, and we've never physically met. Well, another person I haven't met is,
and
of
I
course,
haven't either. Yeah,
our music director on our Monday show, Mike Lehman. Mike Lehman's from Moncton, New Brunswick. We talk about Mike as being the father of technology. he installed it before it was invented, so that was sort of cool. He's built lots of radio stations, put lots of technology in. He's done a lot of techie stuff, so he's the sort of father of technology.
Jack of all trades, master of none, but
but he's a real nice guy. He's a music director on our Monday show, and he has lots of cool stuff to talk about.
And a pretty broad technical background.
Yeah. And of course, your claim to fame isn't that; it's your new truck, right?
Well, that's part of it, yeah. But that's pretty technical too, When things that are involved there today. I've been looking at some of the options and alternatives. Like my last vehicle was the first one I had with built-in factory navigation. Well, this vehicle has built-in factory navigation, but even the manufacturer doesn't really recommend it. They recommend you use Android Auto or Apple CarPlay or whatever else. And so I've been playing with that, and I'm really beginning to like Android Auto.
Well, there you go. Lots of interesting things. I've been reading all about my possibly new Toyota RAV4 2026, which I've ordered, and it should be here in November. So we'll see. I've been reading all about the new stuff that's coming on it. It's pretty cool too. So lots of interesting things in the car world.
Yeah, and you guys make me feel awful bad.
Yeah.
All this comes with you can get a really nifty golf cart, though. Golf cart.
Yeah. Oh, I know. All it takes is money.
Yeah.
It's what we used to call AFD, all a function of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Huey, anybody listening to us?
Yeah, we got a few. Actually, we got somebody new.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Ken Mules. Well, let's Ken's from Cheshire, UK. Let's give him a big round of applause.
Yeah.
Welcome. Hold on. Let me give them the.
You got Ken applause. There we go.
Yeah. We'll give him the big applause. Thank you for coming, Ken. Cool. 17 degrees in Lyme, Cheshire. Is it Lyme? Lim?
I would imagine. Yeah.
Lyme, Cheshire, UK. Thanks for live reporting. Well, thank you so much, Ken, for coming and listening. E.G. White, Swift, 102 high today in Waco, Texas. Yikes. That's James Martis, 71 degrees, random rain clouds.
Yeah, he's in Tennessee.
Mike Saunders. So I wonder if Mike... We got two from the UK now.
Yeah.
I wonder if Mike knows if the two are friends. Anyway, 64 degrees in Chesham, UK. Picked up my Android 16 update today for my Pixel 8a. Well, Mike, we were just talking about that in the before the show started. And I will tell you, I just did my update for the September update for Android 16, and it is really nice. I am so, if Jolin's listening or some of the other people that have Pixel phones, the September update is really, it changes the design of the menus, and it's really nice. They have just the fonts are different. The menu is clear. It's so easy to move around. Man, they've done a great job. So hopefully that's the September update that you'll get with the 16, and it's really nice.
And like I said before, it looks like you're talking me into switching from Samsung to the Pixel.
Well, Samsung events coming up. Wait till we see what happens in the. We're going to talk about next week Samsung as we speak. There's probably a lot of people watching the show over there. They're doing all the stuff today with the new Samsung devices, and then of course Apple will be next week before the Thursday show. So we'll have lots to talk about next week. Dick Vogel, 86 degrees and partly cloudy in Sanford, Florida. Betty, hello from Clearwater, Florida. Nice 85 degrees today. Jolin, yay, made it. Hey, hello, greetings from low country of South Carolina. Jolin, so make sure you get the September. Let me know what you think of that. I'd really like to know what your thoughts are on the September update on your pick. I know you have a Pixel 9, I think you do. But anyway, I'd like to know what your thoughts are on the upgrade. It's really, I loaded mine last night. I've been trying all week to get it, and it wasn't available for my Pixel 8 Pro, but I loaded it last night. It was available, and gee, they've done a nice job with the menus. The fonts are nice and clear. I'm really pleased with that update. So
there's what Jolin thinks of it.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to know what she thinks, but
it's right up there on the screen.
Oh, heavy. I love my Pixel 9 Pro and my Pixel 7a. I'm thinking about the Pixel 10 Pro or Pro Fold. I love Pixel phones. Yes, indeed. Yes, great. That's good.
What's new in technology, Ron?
I guess we should look at that, eh? We should just get on with business. People came to the show to get get on with the news. All right, let's get on with it. Let me come down here. And we will talk about, what do we want to talk about first? What do you guys want to do first? We talked about
that one right there.
All right.
Yeah, that one.
We'll do the top one. First article was, now, hold it. Before we get to this article, I want to talk a little bit about foldable phones. Now, there, of course, a lot of times when we're talking about foldable phones, there's the, I'm not going to spend $2,000 on a foldable phone. Why would anyone want to do that? Or $3,000, right? Not only do we have foldable, we have trifold phones, right? So this was an interesting article. So the long and the short of it is, who would ever buy that? Everybody. In fact, these are all sold out and they're hard to get. So just because we don't want them doesn't mean that that is the case. Now, this article actually said, Apple's event is coming up in there this next week. Well, what's going to happen is, this article says that Apple can lose as many as 30% of their customers if they don't get off their butts and get a foldable phone, because they're going to buy the Samsung phone. So let's look at the article. So Apple faces risk of 30% of iPhone users saying users eye Galaxy and Pixel foldables. A new research survey of 2,000 iPhone owners highlights both good news and potential trouble for Apple as the iPhone 17 launch approaches. Yes, there's a strong demand for the iPhone 17. Customer satisfaction was mixed, with 73% of iPhone users reporting being more satisfied than previous years. Barriers to upgrading were high prices. Features driving upgrades were larger battery. But let's just keep going. Foldable threat. The other thing it found was, if Apple waits until 2026 to launch its own foldable, 30% of the iPhone users say they'll switch to 20% to the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold or Flip, or 10.2% said they're going to go to Google's Pixel Fold. So the Android appeal is growing. 49% say nothing about Android interest. So interesting, eh? 30%. out of those 2,000 said they would be switching, which is a third, almost a third. So foldable, like Jolin, I guess maybe Jolin's going to be converted to a foldable or a flip. I mean, it is what it is, and there are a lot of interest in this, right? What are you guys? Are you guys interested? I mean, I know Ray Baxter was an early flip guy. He got a flip phone right away. He really likes his flip phone. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I would like a flip phone, but it's getting harder and harder for me to read what's on the screen. So I think maybe a foldable. And I like the idea of a trifold, even though it's going to be thicker to carry around. If it unfolds, it's going to be as big as an iPad or any other nice size tablet. So you don't have to carry two devices; you carry one.
So we'll see what happens this week when next week when Apple does their big reveal and their big announcement of all the phones. But maybe they got a rabbit they're going to pull out of their hat. But anyway, they better have a foldable in the works. All right, let's get on with the next article. This is the big, as you know, Google got the Department of Justice in the United States prosecuted Google for predatory practices with Google Chrome, and surprise, surprise, they got found guilty, right? You know, who wouldn't have thought that Google had predatory practices with Google Chrome? Like, come on, everyone's smiling on that one, right? And so they got caught, and then of course the judge took about a year to decide on what would be the resolve of the case and whether Chrome should be sold as a separate entity. And, you know, Perplexity, of course, a couple of weeks ago said, what was it, $30 billion they were going to give for Chrome? I can't remember. It was a large amount of money, and Perplexity wanted to buy it. So the final verdict came out this week. So that was sort of interesting. So Google escapes breakup, but faces sweeping oversight in search antitrust trial. Key outcome: U.S. federal judge has ruled that Google will not be required to undergo a structural breakup, meaning the company retains ownership of its Chrome browser and Android operating system, yet still faces significant restrictions aimed at curbing its monopolistic behavior. Exclusive agreements: Google can no longer strike deals that lock its search engine, the Gemini AI app or Google Assistant, into exclusive default positions on devices. Mandatory data sharing: the company must share a portion of its search index and anonymize user interaction data with competitors such as Bing, DuckDuckGo, aiming to level the playing field and encourage competition. Mixed reaction. The decision triggered notable surge in investor confidence. Alphabet shares Google's parent company jumped roughly 6 to 7% in after-hours trading. Critics weigh in. Industry observers, including Senator Amy Klobuchar, DuckDuckGo CEO, and various consumer advocacy groups, argue the ruling was too lenient. So the takeaway: though Google avoided the most drastic penalty, the ruling significantly reshapes how the company must operate its search and AI offerings, potentially unlocking a new era of competition in online search. So what do you guys think? Good, bad, indifferent? What's it mean? You know, I guess
with AI, it's changing so rapidly that you know, a lot of the questions and a lot of the thoughts on it are just gonna go away.
I guess
search engines have changed considerably since this started going to trial.
Mm-hmm.
In the last 6 months. 6 months ago, we didn't use AI the way we do today.
Yeah,
the features are not there. I mean, I rarely use Google search anymore. I shouldn't say rarely, but not near as often as I did before. Today, I open ChatGPT or Gemini AI and use that to do what I'm looking for. And I'm not so sure sometimes when we do these mass corporate breakups that we're doing a good thing. I mean, these organizations have to have the scale of that they have to do the research they do and put things into the industry and do the development work they do. Whereas the little guy comes up with some neat ideas, but they can't always develop it all the way. And if you look back to when the breakup of AT&T and Bell, was that really a good thing in the long run? And did it really change anything?
Who knows? All right, the last article was a scary one. So, Google denies reports of a major Gmail security issue. Google has firmly refuted recent widespread reports suggesting a major security breach in Gmail. In a clear statement, the company said such claims are entirely false, affirming that Gmail's protection remains strong and effective. What sparked the panic? Media outlets had been spreading alarming headlines claiming Gmail was compromised and urging its 2.5 billion users to change their passwords. Many reportedly tied the panic to a security incident involving Salesforce, a platform used by Google and other businesses. Google's clarification: what really happened? No broad Gmail breach occurred. Salesloft drift OAuth incident. The actual concern involved a limited number of Google Workspace accounts connected to Salesloft drift. Unfounded all user warnings claims. Google emphasized that any notion of a universal Gmail user alert was totally fabricated. Gmail already blocks over 99% of phishing and malware attempts. The company urged continued user vigilance, enable passkeys, and monitor for phishing attacks. Bottom line, there is no major Gmail security incident affecting all users. What happened was a limited token exposure in certain Google Workspace integrations. The situation underscores how quickly rumors can flourish in tech, especially when security is the subject. But Google's response affirms Gmail remains secure and users should rely on verified sources and official updates before reacting. So, people like to write articles and they like to have really sort of cool headlines, right? So, I don't know. That was, anyway, so things aren't as bad as they thought. But those articles came out earlier in the week that the sky is falling for Gmail accounts. I got lots of emails. People, did you see this? Are you going to talk about this on Thursday? Yeah, lots of those. So anyway, with that happened, so we're okay. Huey, let's get on with it. Any of you guys have any comments on that before we get going? We got to move on to the articles.
Yeah, but let's. You want to take a look at what people are saying here?
Yeah, Jolin says the update was paused last night. I've started the finishing process now. I'll let you know. Thanks, Jolin. Happy birthday, Ron. Hope you have a wonderful day tomorrow. Well, I do. Oh, by the way, everyone asked me what I was getting for my birthday, and I've decided with partnering with my daughter, who's going to be a contributor to the product, I'm going to buy a Pixel 4 watch. Now, they're not out till October, so I won't have it, but that's my birthday present. I may consider the Fold as my current tablet, Samsung Galaxy S6, when it begins to fade. Mike says, I still have 6 months left on my promotional Pixel 8, so I'll be looking for a replacement maybe next year. Mike, there's an article we're going to talk about today, the greatest Pixel phones, and the Pixel 8 and the 8 Pro is one of the best Pixel phones made. I'd be, unless they can come up for a darn good reason, I should spend another $1,000 to get a phone from my Pixel 8. I'm not so sure I'm going to change quite yet. Jolin says, I'm glad this was the judge's ruling. It's good that Alphabet Google can continue with overview.
Okay, now let's see
Let's get on with the articles.
First off, Microsoft won't kill off Chromium Edge and PWAs on Windows 10 until October 28, 2028. So they're going to at least support them for Windows 10 for 3 years. And let's see, the next one is price drop. The PDF editor that does what Adobe does at 68% off. And so it gets it down to about $50, I think it is. I do use an Acrobat different program. It's the one from Foxit, but it's fairly expensive, and I am looking for an alternative. But this seems to be, it does say editor here, but it did say somewhere in the article of the reader. So I'm not sure if it does all the editing that I really want to have. But the editing of PDFs to me is very important, because a lot of times I go in and make a lot of changes or use them for something else. Don't update to iOS 26 until you read this. And I looked it over. I'm not sure when it's going to be available for the iPad. That's the only device I have. But it just says that there's going to be some things that you might want to do before you do the update. Thank you, Jolyn. Can I get that out of there? Let's see. There we go. Oops. And the next one is OpenAI rolls out ChatGPT projects to free users. Ron, you did a video on projects, didn't you?
I do, and I use projects all the time. Project is one of the key hallmarks of ChatGPT that I just love. You can
go ahead.
You can create the project, and so it's like starting a new chat, right? But if you wanted to do, suppose you're doing a project on, let's say you wanted to show someone how to put a signature in Gmail, and you're going to do it to a seniors group, and you want the video to be 10 minutes long, you can put all those project parameters in there. So when you do your searches and you do your work within that project, that information is all related to that particular, your searches are all related to that project, right? And it's stored in that folder called in projects. The only problem I have with this is projects is great, except I have probably 40 or 50 or 60 projects now in the folder. Well, it's like going back 30 years ago when, you had file folders, and now all of a sudden someone came up with an indexing service, and how you can create an index and make them subfolders, and you can make it so you can find stuff. The problem with projects is it's just all one great big longitudinal list of all your projects. So it's
but the thing about it is, if you look at the list of projects, in that project is several files dealing with that particular project.
That's right.
If not, you would have a really long list of individual pages. So,
but they need to get in that project with all your projects listed. They've got to get a better way of sort of figuring out how to make the list, because people are going to end up with 300 or 400 projects, right? And you're going to have to say,
I think you can search on it. But anyway, the big thing with this is now going to be available for free users.
Right.
So you don't have to have the paid version to use it. And the next one, Home Assistant Beginner's Guide. Build a smart home that runs itself. So if you're into some of the devices in your home, this is something you want to take a look at from Geeky Gadgets. It's a Home Assistant Beginner's Guide, and I think you just download it. And it's a whole guide on things that you should do. I have a couple of outside light bulbs that are on the outside lights. That when I first got them, I could turn them on and off using the Miss A device or some others. And right now that doesn't work. They either turn on or they don't. And so I am thinking I probably need a newer light bulb that will do that. And this should tell me how to do that. Okay, the Windows 11 H2 update hits its last stop before release to the general public. Now that's the 25 H2 will be coming out shortly. They're in their final stages of testing it, and then they'll release it, and we'll all find all of the problems that they didn't.
So Huey, will you tell me, will the start menu be on the left side, in the middle, or the right side with this version?
There and it may not start. So who knows?
It's going on the top of the screen.
All right.
This is you, Ron.
Yes. Now you guys pay attention to this. This is important. Smartphone use on the toilet is linked to 46% higher hemorrhoid risk. So don't take your smartphone into the toilet.
Yeah, one of my favorite comedians says one of his hobbies is sitting on the toilet until his legs fall asleep.
There you go. So be careful, because this will get you. So there you go.
Ron, PayPal. Oh yeah, I think I might have posted this as well. But go ahead.
Yeah. So PayPal and Venmo users get free Perplexity Pro and Comet AI for a year, and the browser AI for a year. And this is available in Canada. It's an international play, but I'm not clear, and the article wasn't clear. Like, I use PayPal all the time, and I used my PayPal account yesterday. Did you? How do you? I haven't
figured out how you get it yet.
I haven't figured.
Yeah.
Do you go to Perplexity Pro, and when you register, it says, do you have a PayPal account? And then maybe you get it for free. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how this...
I'm not sure either. They really, in the article, don't tell us.
No.
But the thing is, it's a Perplexity Pro, which is, I think, about the same price as the Chat GPT and Gemini. I think it's around $20. But the Comet AI is a browser. And in order to use it, you have to have the $200 a month account. And this way you're going to get it free for a year.
Yeah.
But then they're going to want to but then they're going to want to charge you $200 a month.
Well, when I bought my Chromebook last year, I've got my who the heck, Asus Chromebook I bought. I got a year of Gemini Pro for free just because I bought the Chromebook and was a new Chromebook user. So on that service, so I got a free. So that was cool. But I didn't have to do anything. It just happened, right? So I don't know how this is going to work. Anyway, interesting.
Okay, Ron, this is also you.
Yes. So this is after 15 years of waiting. iPad users, it should be available now. It said it was available by the 3rd of September. Will have an Instagram app for the iPad that you can use. So it is now available. It should be there if you look in the, I guess, the Apple Play Store. You should have an Instagram iPad app. So I think that'll make a lot of people happy.
Oh, doesn't that look nice?
It does. So I brought this up because I've got a bunch of Hue light bulbs in my studio here. And as you can see behind me, I guess you can see a light behind me, and there's also lights above, and they're all Hue lights that I have a controller here that I can control the color and everything. And I can do it also with the app on my phone. This is a brand new series that they just brought out. They brought new controllers, which are cheaper, and the lights are going down in price. It is for those people who do make YouTube videos or who are doing broadcasting work. I will tell you that these are great lights because you can control the lighting color so easily with these. And I find it really helpful. It really helps my color balancing and making me look better, which gets more challenging each week, right? And after my birthday on Friday, it's going to be even worse. So I think that this is not a bad idea. And if you haven't tried the Hue lights, I think they really work well. They've got lots of different controllers and things that you can do as you get more of these lights, because they all talk to one another, but sort of cool. This was more Pixel phones getting Google's new look. Yeah, this is going. This has to do with the update that I just talked about on the on your Pixel phones. The September update, this major material change. It really designed nicely, and this is going to be available. It's going to go all the way back to, I think, Pixel 6 phones. So you're going to see a big change in it's really nice. I think everyone will be happy. I've only loaded it last night, and even the brief time that I used the phone in the last few hours, I'm super impressed with it. I really like it. So it's if you have a Pixel phone, make sure you do your September update. This is something, Mike, you talked about this earlier. Samsung Health expands seamless access to care anytime, anywhere. We were talking specifically about Samsung Health, but Mike was talking about how the Samsung products all work together. This is a feature that only works on Samsung products, because it's Samsung Health. Now, the thing that was interested in this can actually, it doesn't really affect Canadians, but it might. This actually helps you get doctor's appointments, do virtual doctor visits. It's tied into a bunch of pharmacists, and it's sort of cool. Now, I guess if you live in the United States, is this going to be helpful? I don't know that, but it might also be helpful for snowbirds going down. And when you're traveling, you might need to get access to healthcare. And this is sort of cool. So you can read the article and it explains how it all works. But I thought it was sort of cool. So this is Samsung Health. But again, it's only available on a Samsung. You need a Samsung phone to make this work. Oh, this was an interesting the Pixel 10, how to buy the new Android smartphone online. Well, I wanted just to remind everybody, because I bought, what did I buy that, when I bought my wife's Pixel 9A, I thought, where am I going to get it? Am I going to get it at Best Buy? Am I going to get it on Amazon? Or where am I going to get it? But I bought it from the Pixel store. So when you go, and of course, it's so easy to just type in Google Store, the Google Store, just type in Google Store, and it does. If you're in the United States, it'll find the US Google Store. If you're in Canada, it finds the Canadian Google Store. Well, I had credits there. I had a $150 credit I didn't even know I had. Plus it gave me 10% off my Google One subscription, and it gave me another $100 bonus for my next purchase. So before you run off, and if you're looking at new Pixel phones or Pixel devices, I would encourage you to have a look and just type in Google Store, and you'll find it, and go to the Google Store. And plus you can do trade-ins and all sorts of stuff there. So that, I don't know what the article, I didn't even read the article. I would just encourage you. The reason I wanted to discuss that was because to just remind everyone about the Google Store. Well, so this was an interesting article. What was interesting, Huey? Do you remember, was it last week or the week before? I had mentioned something about, I said in the show, I said, and the big day, October 15th is coming. And do you remember someone said, what is October the 15th? They didn't know. And I said, it's the big day when, Windows 10 doesn't work anymore, or the security upgrades don't work. And they said, oh, really? I hadn't heard of that. Do you remember that? Anyway, so it is coming, and it's only 6 weeks, I guess 6 weeks away, right? And this is, and so you have to understand that only half the people, out of all the Windows users in the world, 2 months ago, was a big announcement because Windows 11 had just surpassed Windows 10. They had just got more, just by a touch. There were more Windows 11 than Windows 10 people. The month before that, there were more Windows 10 than 11, right? Well, this month of, or the month of August, saw that bump up go way down. All right. So there's now it's pretty much nip and tuck in which is it's almost 50-50 back again. And there's only 6 weeks to go. So what are 300 million people going to do?
Ron, you did skip one. Let's go back to it. Take a look at my screen instead of yours.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, that's just an article coming up. We're going to talk about this next week, but expect the iPhone to cost a lot more money. And we don't know what the phones are. That's all secret yet until the big announcement. But the insider group says, it's going to cost more money. So anyway, what do you think? What do you think 300 million people are going to do, Huey?
It looks like Samsung and Google may come out of it pretty good.
Yeah, well, interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Interesting on that one. This is happening as we speak. This is, just let me bring this up here for look at my notes.
It's a Galaxy S25 FE. I'm not sure what the FE stands for, but it's a gateway to the Galaxy AI and flagship essentials. I'm not sure whether this fits in. Probably it's not as high end as the Ultra, but I'm not sure where it fits in with the other models.
We're going to talk about that next week, and that's the reason that I brought it up. I had some notes on it. I just can't seem to find it right now. But the this is going to be sort of an in-between phone that probably will be the sweet spot. It's going to have all the good technical stuff in it and all those software, but it's just going to be missing some of the very high-end features, and it's going to be a good range phone.
The headline sort of says it. I mean, previously the FE editions had been billed as fan edition, but you notice here this is flagship essentials. So they're talking about their flagship phone with the essential items,
right?
But maybe not all the high end stuff. So it's yeah.
And you see, you got to watch this because it's going to be really interesting next week to see what happens. Because let's be honest now, if Apple really jumps the price of their phones up, they've got very little AI, and are they going to be able to captivate the market with some? Now you're going to have this phone, which is probably not going to go up in price from the existing phones, and have all the AI loaded in there. Well, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. This is me?
Yep.
And if we come back, let me just come over here.
NVIDIA hits 94% GPU market share as overall shipments surge 27%. And you can see the a GPU card. It's got two fans built into it, right? And the one they're showing. And Ron and I both have a NVIDIA card that has two fans on it like that.
Yeah, looks like that. Great big fans. And we can hear when we really ramp up and we're going like crazy when we're doing our videos, when we're rendering them, you can hear those old fans click on, and they're just
it sounds like an airplane taking off.
It does. It really is growing. I just thought it was an interesting article. 94% of the market. I wish I'd bought NVIDIA shares, Huey.
Yeah, me too. Let's see. This is you as well, Ron.
Yeah, Huey, that Prime shipping we were sharing, when I gave you you were sharing my account with me and you could do all free shipping. That you're not related actually to me, and Amazon's going to catch up on that. So
yep. Well, we never did do that, but yes.
Right. We never did. But anyway, Amazon ends sharing Prime shipping. So they caught up with you, and they're going to, so if you are using that service, sorry, you got to get your own Prime account. Now, Mike, of course, Lehman got me buying stuff on Temu. So the Amazon people are a little upset with that because they're all of a sudden not as many orders coming in from the Browns. So
yeah, they laid a truck driver off, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They did. So what they said is, oh, Ron, if you spot an item you want to buy, they've got this thing called Amazon Lens. And if I want to replace something, maybe I want to replace this cup, right? Then all I'd have to do is scan the image of this and just hold my phone up and do the scan, and they're going to find me this cup on Amazon. So I thought that's sort of cool. It's a scanning. You can just scan the app into Amazon, and it's going to find the article, the device for you. That's pretty cool. This is a big story, sort of interesting. We got 2 minutes before we have to, till we do our, let me just talk about this for a sec. Now, for those of you who don't know, Cloudflare is the software that blocks, it's a security company that makes security software that blocks DDoS attacks from around the world. And DDoS attacks are where someone would take, if you had a website and you got attacked on that website, what would happen is the bad guys would set up bots around the world and submit requests to your site. And if you got like 12 billion requests a second coming into your site, it would overload it and crash it, right? So Cloudflare polices this to stop this from happening. So it's sort of an essential part of life, right? And this was an article last week that Cloudflare blocks the largest recorded DDoS attack, peaking at 11.5 terabits per second. Well, Leo Laporte, my friend that talks on the radio all the time, they were talking with a bunch of experts about this morning. And this is a little bit about like Google. There's Cloudflare is number uno. they don't want any competition, right? So there's a big difference. There's a big debate on how they're sort of running the whole internet and working on this, and the competition is getting pretty stifled with this, and whether this is a good thing or not. So it was interesting that this article came out, and whether this article was actually put out by Cloudflare or not, because there's a lot of controversy going on around about this. So I don't know. It's all a bit goofy, but I thought that's what, if you see these Cloudflare articles, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, Cloudflare also has taken the place of the checking whether you're a robot or a person. And I'm having a lot of trouble when I've come across where it comes up and it says Cloudflare is checking to see if you're a real person, and it fails a lot. And I found a couple of websites that I go to that happens. I've got to go ahead and open up the incognito mode in order to get into the website. There's something in that, and something that I have in my computer it just does not like.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so listen, we should probably
okay, let's see what we got here. Where do we leave off? I think right here.
Mike Saunders, can we have the new large display, please? Ron Huey knows how to do it. Mike Saunders, thank you. Clark Walker, watching from the end of summer picnic for senior citizens in Ewing, New Jersey. Mike Ungerman, I use Master PDF Editor for Windows, Linux, and Mac. $80 purchase, not recurring license. Does work great on Linux. Can't say about Windows. Free trial, so you can see what it can do.
Okay, that's good to know.
Jolin, I have had to purchase a new Nest thermostat because the one I have no longer work with the Home Hub app compatibility. Chris, beautiful day in southern Indiana. I have one Windows 10 computer that will not upgrade to Windows 11. I enrolled in extended security updates on August 31st. The process took less than 60 seconds. Chris, did you do the, how did you do that? Did you pay the $30 or did you use the backup feature or points? I was wondering how you did that.
Okay, that catches us up.
Can you make it bigger so the audience when you bring your?
Yeah, I've been doing it. So
have you?
He said thank you for doing it. So.
Oh, okay. All right. This is this was interesting. If you are in the United States, and you will know if you are one of these people. This is the AT&T customers. This had to do with the data breach that occurred a number of years ago. There was a class action lawsuit, and they won. And if you want your $7,500, here's how to claim it. So I thought you may be getting some cash. You would know if you were one of the people who were part of the class action. You will have already done all the paperwork and filled everything in, but you can pick up your check. And if you don't want it, here or I will be happy to pick it up for you.
The problem with these class actions, they give away a lot of money, but what happens is you and we get $10 or $15, and the lawyers make millions.
Well, they do, but this is after everything is cleared and done. Each individual claimant will get $7,500.
Yeah.
So
both of them.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, this came from the Kim Commando show. There were quite a few of them, but I couldn't get them to be each a separate one. And we actually covered this. This was on that shipping crackdown that Amazon is doing. So let's see. And Apple plans an AI search upgrade for Siri to rival OpenAI and Perplexity. We'll see that when it happens.
Mm-hmm.
And what's new in Android September 2025 Google system updates. And this is an article that talks about all the new things. And I guess that's with your Pixel phone,
right.
Correct?
Right.
Yep. So we've been talking about that, but you can look and see what everything is that they had covered. Notebook LM. There's some new audio features, and they're going to change how you learn. But one of the things is, that they created a podcast, and it's a girl and a guy talking, but it's always the same voice. I understand you're going to have some choices now and be able to change the voices. So it's not going to be so much. Oh, that came from Notebook LM. And Galaxy Z Fold 7 suffers the same paint peeling fate as its predecessor. And this picture didn't show, but they do have another picture on the website that it's let's see if you can see my mouse. I guess you can't. But it is along the edges. It's the paint. It's not the screen that's having a problem. There's paint along the edges where the buttons are, and it's starting to peel off. So if you got a blue phone, you're going to see silver underneath it. And so they're having a problem with that. And apparently they had one with the one before it as well.
Yeah. But I mean, you would think out of all the things we do, you'd think painting a phone or putting that on there would be the least of our problems today, right? Like all the other things that we can do, it's sort of not a big deal. Can't they make the paint stick?
Well, one of the things I believe it was in this article was saying that one of the main causes of it is people dropping their phones. And it cracks the paint.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And this is the trifold. We mentioned it a little bit. That's what it's going to look like. And that's going to make a nice size screen.
Mm-hmm.
Figuring what Two of them are about a 10-inch screen, so this would add another maybe 5-inch, about a 15-inch screen.
Mm-hmm.
And live updates in Google Maps. Android 16 users spot a new feature. So you're going to have to take a look at that, Ron. And what they're saying is that you can see live updates. So you can see something brand new. And when you go to a website on the maps, you can see some updates that would be newer than what you would expect to see. And Microsoft Windows not to blame. This is where Microsoft is denying that they are to blame for the recent SSD issues. And
you want to just go over that? Maybe people don't know. I know Mike Ungerman sent me an article about this.
Yeah, and we talked about it earlier too.
We talked about, but that was before we went online. Yeah. People may not know that there's been some articles this week. Or that have related to a Windows update that indicated that the new update was causing SSDs or single. What's an SSD? I'm having a memory lapse. Single SSD drives are subject to failure, and it's failing, and there some interesting stuff happening regarding that. I'm not sure if it's true or not, or one of the articles, one of the videos Mike sent me this morning, Theo Joe was saying it may be that the problem was always there. It's just this recent update is able to show the problem that was previously there. So is it just showing the problem, or is it actually creating it? And lots of controversy over that. So if you have watched some of the articles about that, Microsoft saying no, it's not true. We'll wait and see. You guys have any further comments on that?
No, and John, just to refresh our memories, it's a solid state drive.
Solid state drive, yeah, solid state drive, right?
We're seniors.
Exactly.
Okay, and this is another PDF reader. This is the one that said it's a PDF reader, so I'm not sure if it's an editor or not. And let's see. And we talked about this, the Perplexity and a free year of Pro if you have either of these installed.
So sorry, Mike, so just a minute here. If anyone out there has signed up, can you put it in the chat like how you did it? Like we've talked about this is a good thing. I'd like to sign up for it, but how do you do it? There's nobody knows. If you have done it, if you could put it in the chat, that would be great.
Okay, and let's see, Ron, this is you.
This is very interesting. This was a problem that's associated with autofill on password managers. And this is called clickjacking attacks. And what happens is, I think Mike Ungerman sent me this article, but so what happens is in this situation is that you go to a website and it says something like, do you accept these cookies? Right. And that's what it says. And you click that and say, yes, I accept those cookies. But really underneath what it's asking your browser for is your password and login credentials, of which your password manager automatically fills in, right? But you don't see that because you're just thinking you're putting the accept cookie, but it's autofilling. It's autofilling from your password manager, and it's putting some, passwords in there, right? So this is a problem. And I looked on my, I use, of course, a Bitwarden, and I was looking on it last night, and it's not really, it's sort of confusing a bit. I don't think by default Bitwarden sets up autofill, but I'm not sure about that because there's a whole bunch of different features. It's not that easy, and maybe we should do a show on this because I think based on some of this, we should probably not have autofill turned on a password manager. Now, I know that it's nice because when you go to a site, it just autofills and puts all your stuff in and away you go. But I think they're probably this is called clickjacking, and it's probably not the best approach to do. You guys got any thoughts on that?
Yeah, you really need the most recent updates of Windows and other programs, because what happens now is if you click on something and put in your name to fill it in, it's going to come up and ask for your PIN before it will populate and give you the password. And that's a protection that makes this so it can't be done.
So is that, I don't get that, and I don't know how to turn that on in Bitwarden. Do you get that at all?
I don't use Bitwarden, so
you don't use Bitwarden. Like, do you get that? Like, what password manager do you use, Huey?
Something called eWallet that I have used since I had for years and years and years.
Mike, what do you use? What do you use?
To be honest, I'm not using anything at the moment. But I do use the password manager that's built into the browsers, whether it be Chrome or Firefox. Right. But other than that, I'm not using anything at the moment.
When it asks for a password, do you get a notice saying what's your PIN?
Sometimes.
All right. Anyway, that's called clickjacking. Something we need to talk more about, I think.
Yeah. And Ron, I think this will be our last one, and it's me. And I suggest if you're interested in AI at all, and especially the Nano Banana, watch this video. He is so great. He's my favorite of all of the AI contributors on YouTube. And he just shows all kinds of ways you can use the prompts for Nano Banana, which is from Gemini.
Okay.
And with that, Ron, it's time to...
What a lot of fun we had today.
Yeah, and there's a lot of notices that we need to cover, too.
Okay, let's talk about them.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, let's see. I think, we're here.
Christopher, I had... you had 1,325 reward points.
And you only need 1,000 to get it free. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Excellent. That's a good one. Yeah. Diane Barenbinder, how do I apply my Microsoft rewards to the 1-year update? I see the rewards, but where do I sign up and use the update for the... Oh, I see. How do you use the rewards? I didn't...
and then she said, never mind. I asked Copilot and found out.
Okay,
see, they're doing away with us, Ron.
Well, they are. But the one, Diane, thing
we taught them to use Copilot.
Yeah. Well, the one thing is you've got to use Edge to see where your points are, right? That's the catch. There's a catch in there. John says, my Android 16 update has finished installation. I have rebooted. Well, I guess we'll find out next week. Thank you, gentlemen. Great show today. Thank you. Don't forget. Yes. And please click the like and subscribe, everyone. The subscribe is really important. So far, I have subtle changes in the shapes of, it's cool. You wait. Those are, you wait till you get into the menus. It's, I'll let you know as I explore more. It's cool. I really like it. All right.
You're almost talking me into getting that.
All right.
that
all right,
Pixel phone.
Listen, we will see everybody in a week's time, but don't forget, you can come and watch our Monday show on our it's on Monday, right?
And the Windows have a really, really different musical outro for this week.
Oh, really?
Okay. And this Sunday is not the WinSig. It's the following Sunday, because it's the second Sunday, and just the way the calendar worked out, it happens to be on the 14th. So it's well into the month. So you got Sunday off to watch the Geeks on Tour if they're on, or to watch some of the videos that we talked about.
All right. Okay. We'll see everyone next week. And we'll have, don't forget, next week we'll do Samsung phones and Apple phones, because they'll all happen. So should be a big one next week. See everyone soon.
All right. Have a good weekend, folks.